Jak się masz? Today we are hiking on Exmoor, which is a second national park in the area of Devon I live. That one is actually almost where I live, very near Ilfracombe, and we will try to take advantage of this beautiful weather. And yeah, I want to go to Dunkerry Beacon and see. Dunkerry Beacon is the highest point of Exmoor. So yeah, hopefully with the nice weather today I will be able to see even more with my drone. It's quite cold up here. You can see the ground frost was here overnight and the water is still frozen. You can see the ice on the ground. Down in Ilfracombe, where I left this morning, was 13 degrees. Here is around 0. I think it's about 3 degrees that my car thermometer shows. And yeah, you can hear the ice cracking under my feet. And we are pretty much about I would say 5 maybe miles from the coastline. So you can see how big difference that makes. I don't know how high we are right now, but yeah, you can literally see the mountain effect of the height in North Devon, because down at the sea level you may have not snow, and 3 miles up on Malakote Cross in a snowy day there will be snow lying around. Basically that's how it works in here. So yeah, it's a perfect example of to show how the ocean and the height pretty much combined together influence the weather and the temperature in this area. Luckily it's not very windy today, because as you can see around me is nothing to stop that wind. So also in a winter day won't be very nice in here. Unlike the Dartmoor further south in Devon, the Exmoor is in majority a privately owned land and is farmed simply. If not, people, if they don't grow anything, then you know they use the Exmoor as a pastures for sheep and for cattle, and also you got Exmoor ponies grazing here and there. Therefore Exmoor is not so easy to wild roaming as the Dartmoor is. And on the top of this, I just discovered the hard way that yeah, Exmoor, just like a Dartmoor, is also a peatland in places. So pretty much that footpath I'm on is quite muddy and wet. I cannot walk on the right hand at all, because that pretty much looks like Dartmoor at the moment. It's saturated with water, and you can also see that black water coming from the pit. So yeah, basically it's like a bog. I don't think so you can sink in here. It's probably not as bad as the Dartmoor is, but yeah, in a day like that you also have to rethink your trip. On that side the ground seems to be still solid and partially frozen. So yeah, I just have to use any footpath that possible and available to walk. I think far ahead I can already see a bunch of, seems to be a Exmoor ponies. I think it's not cows by the shape of it. But yeah, as you can see, there are places on Dartmoor that are covered just with grass and heather and no trees whatsoever. Just as I thought, those are the ponies. Quite a few of them. Just free roaming on the moor. Okay, I still cannot see the Dunkerque beacon. We still have about a mile to get in there, but I hope as we crest that little hill we will see our target from there. Alright, today I pick up I think the least demanding approach to Dunkerque beacon. It's relatively flat. I can already see the hill ahead of me. The last part will be a bit steep, but yeah, it's relatively flat, but it's longer than the normal shortest ways straight from the Dunkerque beacon parking. The place I stopped is pretty much a patch on a roadside that you can leave your car. Pretty much on the western side. We got ocean there, that will be the western side then. And yeah, in a second you're about to see what I can already see. And yeah, I would say we got another just about mile to get to the top. Here we are, just ahead of us. When you see that little bump, that's where the highest point of Exmoor is. Everything was on the other side on Exmoor, and the conditions start changing. It's a bit windy in here in the open. I guess that is all that massive valley effect. I hope there will be suitable conditions to fly on the top of the beacon. Those little fellows right on our path. Let's hope the two ahead are not so scared. Look at that. This is a, I would say, 3/4 wild breed of horses. They are maintained, but they live free on those moors. They are rounded up and gathered together, and the owners just check their condition. It's a special breed in order to survive the quite hard conditions that can be here in the winter. So yeah, basically they don't spend any time in a stable. They are pretty much the same dark ponies. Dark ponies are slightly smaller bodies. But yeah, basically the idea is that you can survive with minimum maintenance in a while. Hello, pony. I know you don't trust me. I'm here to hurt you. Right, we are almost there. Okay, there's less water in here, and yeah, like I said, definitely the approach is the smallest grade to approach from that side. Beautiful. Exmoor, I would say, has less valleys and cuts. Cannot see a lot against the sun. That's the disadvantage of the winter filming, unfortunately. I'm hoping to be at the top, so we will see everything way better. Okay, I think our attempt of flying a drone will be unsuccessful today. You can see what's happening in here. It's really windy. That wind travels through the valley, I guess, and just picks up. So unfortunately, you will have to rely only on the normal footage, but on the contrary, I just discovered something very interesting. All those hills you can see right now behind me, when I was approaching here, they looked like they higher than that spot, but right now when I'm at the top, I can clearly see they're not higher. So yeah, just enjoy the normal views from normal camera. We will have to come back in the summer to fly a drone. Right now you can see the Bossington in there and the Harleston Point. And if it wasn't so hazy, we would have beautiful view at the Wales and Brecon Beacon. And down there is a minehead, and I can even see the Hinkley Point. And it stretches quite a lot.
CQ Summit on the 50 kilo.
Alright, that wind is really a killer. I'm going down. I don't want to spend any more time up there. It really is very, very windy. There was a guy, radio amateur, talking over the radio with people around. Even he got the trouble to pick up any waves because it's so windy and cold as well. We're going down, but I'm pretty sure that's not the end of the trip, because there is more interesting things around. I will try to find and show you. Just passing the ponies again. There is more of them on the footpath right now, but yeah, they already run away as soon as they see me, unfortunately. Well, that's their nature, innit? They wild. Just look at me like I'm something strange in here. Yeah, there's a few more, but far away, and I probably won't be able to catch them, especially in that grass, because they will be faster than me. We got a new bunch of ponies. Haha, are you scared, guys? Come on. Let's go, not disturb them. That is the bunch that we did see at the top of the field on the way to the hill. Alright, we are in just on the north side of the Dunkerry beacon, not very far, is in a walking distance, and the little place called Stoke Perrow, which has one of those tiny beautiful churches. Stoke Perrow itself is literally farm and 2 or 3 houses, nothing else. Those little English churches always got this beautiful vibe. Built out of stone, with the graveyard next to it. It must look amazing at night, almost like a horror. Let's see inside. It has a nice wooden roof. I don't know if you will be able to see it because I don't have my light with me. That's the bell tower. I have to say it's way better preserved than the previous church, Trentishoe Church, we did see. Alright, we are at another spot, not far from St. Pero. Actually, you just have to go further down into the very, very deep valley, not turn into St. Pero Church. And yeah, that valley is cut but by the number of beautiful footpaths, several coming from the different directions. Right ahead of us, somewhere there, is Dunkerry Beacon, Stoke Pero, somewhere there, and yeah, down here you can see the valley, and the road through that valley is pretty much like this. So yeah, you can see I just parked on the passing place which itself is not very wide. So yeah, that road is really really a thing to drive on that road. It's a nice experience, and like I said, you can go all the way down the valley, and there is a number of places, little laybys like that, where you can park and then take walk up in any directions you wish. So here we are, right at the bottom. As you can see, there is a little stream going through the valley. And yes, further down there is even a little meadow, which looks to me like a little place to put your tent. But that's not everything. That is only one thing to do in here. Just before you turn to Stoke Pero Church, and all the way down to Stoke Perrow Church, you got a number of places that looks exactly like this, with the little grassy meadows. Beautiful place to stop and have a picnic and just spend some time in the nature, sit on the grass and admire. It is beautiful. Some of those places got even a number of trees, as you can see down there. Perfect spot for a evening with the family in a nice and quiet environment, in the summer especially. Right now the wind seems to be picking up bigger and bigger on the moors, so it wasn't like that in the morning, but yeah, as you can see, yeah, all you have to do is to park your car, take a little walk, and here you are. Another beautiful meadow hidden from everybody behind the gorses, right on the moors in the heart of Exmoor National Park. Beautiful view on the moors, pretty much Holnicott estate, if I could remember. Yes, for sure it's a Holnicott estate. And over the Bristol Channel, view on the Wales. I can even see right now, there is still hazy, but I can see a little bit of Brecon Beacon, which is white at the top as well. On a day like this, it's a beautiful view to watch the clouds casting the shadows, walking shadows over moors and forests. Dunkerry Beacon right now is against the sun, so we won't be able to see a lot, but yeah, that's where it is. It's now time to go to the last place we're gonna see today, which is also nearby, pretty much in a walking distance. I've been there before, or at least I made an attempt to get there. I was unsuccessful. I did a little bit of drone fly, but I'm hoping today we can get right in a spot, because last time I've been misinformed and I thought you cannot go there, but I just found out that yes, you're perfectly allowed to go there. Alright, we are not very far from Stoke Perrow and we're coming down to another combe, very deep, as you can see. It's Stoke Perrow Church is in this direction, literally behind me, about 1.5 miles behind me. I obviously did that distance in a car, which was about 2 miles from the point where we started our trip today, going to Dunkerry Beacon. So everywhere I drove today, everywhere I show you, is within a walking distance pretty much, is no further than 3 miles from the point we parked the car. And we are going to another combe to see the Nutscale Reservoir. It's very windy. I don't know, that wasn't in a plan for the weather today, but the further we go in a day, more blasty. and we can already see the reservoir, which is mainly disused these days, but it used to be water for Porlock and Barbrook. Not Barbrook, sorry, what's there? Bossington, Porlock and Bossington water, until they discover there is something in that water, but well, it is still in reserve to be a water reservoir, just in case something happens. Quite a lot of water I can expect. That's why, because all those rains we got recently, that's why water is beautifully going over the spillway. As you can see, the valley is deep and very steep walls as well. I mean, we are already pretty much halfway down. We will be at the water level soon, I hope, unless they put the gate now and you cannot cross. I hope that's not the case. Right, as you can see behind me, some bastard decided that Nutscale Reservoir is not accessible anymore because it's private land and the water conservation area, which means we won't be able to get in. They guided with the barbed wire like some bloody military installation or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you got somewhere there in one of my videos the footage I made with the drone some time ago. You can check. Last time we came here, I tried to approach the place from the other side and I was already coming halfway down. That was when that lady spotted me and warned me that it is prohibited to be there, and I can see pretty much on each side that reservoir is fenced. You got even like a construction site fence on the other side. So yeah, I don't know what's going on in here, but anyway, that simply means we won't be able to get there and walk around or whatever. Anyway, I hope you enjoy today's trip. That's probably gonna be one of my last winter trips, as the weather gets very bad. And yeah, we'll see. Everything depends on the winter weather, as I'm not really able to make a lot of flying, especially on the coastline during the winter. So I will see you on the next exploration. Don't forget to subscribe and high five!